Hello everyone, this is icyabyss here, and today we are going to be talking about the box office performances of Superman and the Fantastic Four movies. Both of these movies by DC and Marvel that came out recently have, their fair share of time to make some money at the box office, and I feel like this is a good time to talk about it. I mean, I did talk about Superman's box office in reference to, I think it was a Fandom Wire article that was claiming that Superman movie might not break the box office of Man of Steel, and I got people angry in the comments at me saying like, oh my god, this movie's come out for a week and it's made like $500,000, and they were like, you're not giving it proper time. And well, I think it's been a month or so since this movie has come out, and you know what, let's talk about it. And about that Fandom Wire article, yeah, I guess it was right, because no, this movie is not beating the budget of Man of Steel. But that's not to say that this movie is bad before people get pissy in the comments down below. No, I'm merely talking about the box office. I'm not making a comment about these two movies being good or bad. And if I'm being honest, I actually really like these two movies. These two movies really felt like a breath of fresh air in both of these brands, both Marvel and DC. This is like the first movie in the DCU, and Marvel really did something different with, Fantastic Four. And yeah, like this movie made about $611 million at the box office, and then you have Man of Steel that made about 670 million. I mean, the difference isn't that much, but still, that Fandom Wire, again, I'm not sure what article I was talking about or referencing in that video, but that article just happens to be right. I'm just saying that. So yeah, people definitely got mad at me because people thought that I was dunking on Superman because of the poor box office. I mean, before this movie came out, I was predicting that this movie could make like $1 billion based on the quality of the movie, because I knew that this movie was going to be a good one, and it is. It really is. Honestly, if I have to choose between these two movies, Superman and Fantastic Four First Drafts, I will have to go with Superman. I genuinely had a good time watching these movies, but again, this movie, I like sometimes discussing about the box office of the movies, but this isn't a comment on whether this movie is good or bad. I really loved this movie. Fantastic Four felt a bit boring, to be honest, but it was still quality, from the beginning till the end of the movie. And yeah, I mean, it was a good movie, definitely a breath of fresh air. And let's look at Fantastic Four. Definitely less than stellar performance. I mean, honestly, I was expecting this movie to make at least more money than Superman, but it just goes to show that it's really hard to predict how things will go. I mean, this is Marvel we're talking about, which is mostly an established brand, and making a movie what looks to be like is going to be a really quality one. So as a Marvel fan, I was like really looking forward to it, and I was predicting like this is probably going to make more money than Superman even. But I like predicting things even if I'm wrong. I mean, there's no harm in predicting things. I think it's fun. And since we are talking about the box office of these movies, it got me thinking like, why did these two movies that happen to be really good ones, why did they didn't really do well in the box office? And honestly, I have no way to answer that question. I really don't know. But on the other hand, we can analyze some trends in the past. So over here, I asked Grok to give me, list of Marvel movies that came out in the past and give me their, production budget as well as the box office. And you can ignore Grok working down over here because Grok told me like, do you want like a visual graph for this thing? And I was like, yeah, that would be very helpful, but it's been working here for like the past 30 minutes, so I don't think he's gonna be able to do that anytime soon. So we're just going to have to make do with these numbers on the screen. And I was actually looking at these numbers, and I noticed some things. I noticed that, you know, there is a period of drought sometimes when Marvel is uploading these movies. Specifically, if we look at the past 3 movies, they have been less than stellar. And when I say less than stellar, it doesn't mean that, you know, Marvel is losing money on them. It definitely feels like they made a bit of profit, but I will say that, you know, when it comes to projections, they probably didn't meet Marvel's expectations, nor mine. I mean, I think for Thunderbolts, I was expecting at least like $700 million or something, but apparently I'm really bad at predicting things, apparently. And, you know, I was looking at the trends, so I was able to find these 3 movies that didn't really do well. I mean, I'm talking about like less than stellar. I'm not talking about whether the movie is good or not, or whether the movie is profitable. I'm just saying that it underperformed. Very emphasizing on that before people get angry. Apparently they really do. They don't really watch my videos in their entirety, and they just look at the title and the thumbnail, and then they get very angry in the comments. But yeah, if you look at these 3 movies, these 3 movies also didn't really do too well. Apparently less than even these movies, because at least, you know, Fantastic Four made like 500 million. It broke the $500 million mark, but these movies didn't really even do that. So, but then again, you have Spider-Man No Way Home after these 3 less than stellar movies, and it made like 1.9. Oh, I can't believe it. I mean, I knew Spider-Man No Way Home did well, but who? I did not expect this. Like, wow, like almost $2 billion. That's like Avengers Endgame kind of numbers. Like, holy. Yeah, like, and then you get like Multiverse of Madness, $900 million, and then you have Thor: Love and Thunder, also really well, above average to a good box office, I will say, for Marvel. And then I think like this 2021 to 2022 period is very lucky for Marvel, because Marvel was raking in money left and right. And you know, the movie that really surprised me was actually Black Panther Wakanda Forever, because I assumed for some reason that this movie didn't do so hot, and I looked at it and it says that it made like $850 million at the box office. I could not believe it, so I had to like look it up on Wikipedia. Not the most reliable thing out there, but you know, it also confirmed that yeah, this movie did make 850 million. I was very surprised by this, because I don't know why, for some reason I thought that this movie made like 450 million something. But yeah, again, I'm very surprised that these 2021 to 2022 were really good years for Marvel. Like, it was profit left and right. And then you get Ant-Man and Quantumania, which also performed less than stellar performance, at least when it comes to Marvel. And even me, I was expecting this movie to do really well, because it had a big name actor, not a big name actor, but a big name villain, which was Kang the Conqueror. And it was very unprecedented for Marvel to put their big villain in like the initial phases of the, I think, phase 4 or 5, I don't remember. But since Marvel was doing that, I was like, holy hell, like this thing is going to be busting out $1 billion. But apparently not. That movie definitely underperformed, and from what I saw myself, it was essentially a CGI soup. From what I can tell, it was not a good movie or even entertaining at that. And then we have one of my favorite movies, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 with 845 million, and that is really good, but I wish it made $1 billion or more because it's a really good, quality Marvel movie. And then, we got like a couple of wins from Marvel, and then you have a movie that, didn't do so well, which is Marvel, which I think is the lowest performing Marvel movie ever. I'm not sure on that, but you know what, I'm just saying that I'll just say this is like the most worst performing Marvel movie ever, only making about $199 million. And what really surprises me is that this movie has a budget of $270 million. It is baffling to me because if I watch this movie, it's not that visually appealing. Not just the CGI, like we've all seen the CGI in this movie. It is atrocious. But even if you look at the costume design for that female Kang the Conqueror villainess, I don't remember her name, I'm sorry, but if you look at her costume, it basically looks like a cardboard, something you would see something better at a Comic-Con. You would see cosplayers doing a better job. But yeah, it is definitely baffling for me, like why is the budget for this movie so inflated? The only thing that I can think about is probably reshoots, but I don't remember there being news about that. Moving on from this one misstep from Marvel then releases Deadpool and Wolverine, which makes about $1.3 billion, which is really good, and the last really well performing Marvel movie at the box office, because after that you have three movies that really underperformed. You have Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four First Steps, and these movies are the drought period of Marvel. So, before I was thinking like, okay, so Marvel probably really fell off, but if we're looking at the, trends of ups and downs, we can see that sometimes these movies just go down below sometimes, and then they are followed up by a movie that's really popular and it does really well at the box office. And I know that the next movie is going to be really good, and it's probably going to make more than $1 billion, because if you look at Marvel's official website, it's Spiderman Brand New Day. So this is like $1 billion deal for Marvel. If I'm looking at myself and my own predictions in the past, this is not the first time I've been on this Marvel's page. I was, I think, here before, I was like, okay, so Fantastic Four is going to release soon and it's going to make like $1 billion, $1 billion, $1 billion, and $1 billion. I was like this, but I was like shocked, to be honest, that Fantastic Four didn't really do too well. But yeah, I mean, am I safe to say that Spider-Man Brand New Day will make $1 billion? Because I was really confident that Fantastic Four will do really well, but I'm not really feeling confident anymore. Like, all of my predictions were so utterly wrong. I've lost all of my confidence. But you know what? I'm a gambling man. I like to gamble without money, so I will just say it as Spider-Man Brand New Day will make at least $1 billion. There you go. That's my prediction. Or I will make a follow-up to this videos, and I will talk about whether I was right or not. But this is still a ways off. So July 31st, 2026. That's almost a year from now. Wow, like. I was seeing on Instagram and on social media that the filming for this movie has already started, but still a year to go. This is the first time I'm seeing the release date, so I was not expecting it to be that far into the future. I guess Marvel really wants to put their time into this movie because Marvel knows it's their big brand. So I guess Marvel really wants to take its time with these movies. But then again, if we're talking about whether superhero movies have been profitable or not, at least when it comes to Marvel, I would say that Marvel has seen a lot of ups and downs. There are, certain periods of droughts that are followed by billion-dollar movies. Even Grok seems to say that this data shows a mix of performances. Hits like Spider-Man No Way Home, Deadpool and Wolverine far exceed their budgets, while others like the Marvel underperformed. Overall, the MCU remains highly profitable with a total grosses for these films exceeding $10 billion. So yeah, Marvel is definitely a lot more profitable. Well, in this video, I was actually going to take my time and also discuss DC's situation and why Superman movie underperformed, and I really wanted to take my time and have a section of my video be dedicated to that, but I think it's been long enough and I don't think I have anything good to say about it, because I think it will make people mad. But yeah, let's just end the video at this point. But yeah, I hope that these movies would have done well, because they are definitely quality movies, and I like to see quality movies make more money. Just like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's a quality movie and it made good money, but I wish it made like more money, and I wish more people know about that movie. Like, it's genuinely good, or one of the quality Marvel movies. But yeah, that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.